A common sense recap of the day's biggest stories. It's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
Let's go to the great Fox News legal analyst, Gregg Jarrett. His new book, The Constitution of the United States and Other Patriotic Documents that he has put together. It's a blockbuster. Greg, first off, I want to go on the debate issue that we're talking about here. What do you think Trump can say and can't say? Now he still has a gag order on him. It's a partial one. But what do you think? Judge Weinberg, you had an interesting strategy. I want you to tell Greg what you think President Trump should say tomorrow night.
Hi, Greg. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you.
So I would say, look, I really can't talk about the fact that these were trumped up charges by a prosecutor who campaigned against me. I really can't say that the White House engineered to get the number 3 guy at the Justice Department to come in here and run the case. I can't really say that I have a judge who's prejudiced against me, whose daughter was making money. I'm not allowed to say any of that, so I just won't say it.
Yeah, I love that. What do you think,
Greg?
It's brilliant. I think it's absolutely what he should do. And, if Marchand wants to hold him in contempt, let's go ahead and do that, because as I said on air this morning, this ruling by him is warped. It's senseless. It was always unconstitutional. Prior restraint of speech should have been lifted weeks ago when the trial ended. And the fact that it wasn't underscores the unfair treatment of Donald Trump. And it's, this is with respect to a lot of the judges in New York, because the appellate court was totally unbothered by the gag order, saying there's no substantial constitutional question directly involved. Are you kidding me? There's that pesky little document called the First Amendment, and silencing a presidential candidate violates Trump's free speech rights, but importantly, the rights of listeners, the American public, who have a protected right to hear political speech, especially in the months before a presidential election.
Yeah, it's amazing. By the way, another issue I want to get into with you is that they are stepping up efforts, it looks like on the Republican side, like the House Judiciary Committee, saying that they may now hold Joe Biden's ghostwriter in contempt of Congress. There's also efforts by Anna Paulina Luna, Republican of Florida, talking about stepping up efforts against Garland, because neither one of them are turning over any of the information. Remember, on the classified documents case, here they're beefing up stuff against Trump, and yet on the classified documents stuff tied to Biden, where they found he was a feeble, well-meaning, elderly old man, that whole thing, that they couldn't prosecute him, they still won't release the transcripts, Greg. What can be done?
They won't release the tape.
Yeah, they won't release the tape?
The tape. And the whole point
the
is
audio.
you want to listen to the tape, because that tells you the real deal.
Yeah, and by the way, the ghostwriter has other material, apparently, that they believe could be relevant, and somehow the ghostwriter of Joe Biden is unavailable for Congress, too.
Yeah, I mean, the ghostwriter should be held in contempt, in my judgment, because what is so offensive here is that when he learned that there was a special counsel investigation, what did he do with his tapes that he recorded with Joe Biden? He deleted some of them. Now, the last time I checked, that's obstruction of justice. But he's still refusing to turn over other documents, including audio and video recordings, as well as his notes. And it's important because according to Robert Hur's report, Joe Biden was relying on notebooks he took illegally in violation of the law, containing classified information at the top secret level. And yet, he was never prosecuted because he's incompetent. I mean, that's basically what Hur was saying. But I guess it's perfectly competent to be president. You just can't stand trial because you're too old and you have a poor memory.
Yeah, it is amazing. Before we let you go to the Supreme Court leak, which I'm calling it the second leak today, Gregg Jarrett, Rudy, we were talking about this earlier. Do you believe in coincidences? The second time it's tied to abortion, somehow somebody accidentally hits the button and it comes up online again, and it's a ruling. They haven't put it out yet, but it allows for emergency abortions in the state of Idaho. Rudy Washington, believe in coincidences?
Well, no, I was saying to Rita that the coincidence is it's the same topic. It's not the hush case is not immunity. It's the same topic, abortion.
And they still haven't caught the other person. Remember who leaked it last time, 2 years ago.
Nobody was held accountable.
Well, that's because the Chief Justice didn't want to hold somebody accountable. He wanted it all to go away because it besmirched the good name and integrity of the nation's highest court, and frankly, that's all Roberts cares about, because he's the chief and he views it as, a threat against him. So, this was no coincidence. Same topic. It was done deliberately to gin up outrage.
Yeah, no question about it. Well, Gregg Jarrett, thank you very, very much. Great to have you. And I agree. I don't think any of us believe in coincidences. And Greg, you wrote a really great column. Make sure everybody checks it out on Fox News about the warped and senseless gag order.